All right. Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Mike Escorza, and I'm actually a sales trainer for different companies around the United States. But the reason I'm actually shooting this video is I come from many years in the boat industry, and what I wanted to kind of come up with you guys this week is basically what I would call like a weekly inventory update, right? These are going to be weekly videos that just kind of let you guys know what's available, what's out there, what's changed. Basically, what I'd like to be is a resource for anybody that's watching this that is interested in newer generation wakeboard boats. I do have a lot of knowledge in older boats as well. But basically, the last 10 to 11 years, I've been heavily involved in the water sports industry, things like working at different ski shops and water sports shops to one of the largest boat dealerships in Arizona for a very long time. And I would consider myself a pretty high level sales guy, worked with tons of customers. I've sold hundreds and hundreds of boats over the years. And so as I transition out of that career and work more into my sales training, sales, business, and sales development career, I basically want to be able to drop any kind of knowledge that I might have left up in this little head that I got here and just drop it on you guys. So again, the purpose of this video is I want to just do like a weekly update, as if you were sitting next to me right now and we're on Google and we're searching up inventory. So today's focus is on Nautique inventory, if you couldn't tell by the title already. But we're just going to jump on the Google machine and start looking for Nautique inventory. We'll kind of see how deep we go. I might break it down, 2016 to 2018 model, kind of see what's out there, what's available, what they're going for, and then moving on to some of the newer stuff. So again, this is all new, and I want to treat this as if you guys are here next to me and we're just on the computer together, checking out, seeing what's available. So let's get started here. All right, by now you should be looking at the Google machine, and we're going to go Nautique G23 for sale. If you guys didn't know, this is the easiest way to find any Nautiques around the United States. There's a couple websites really that they're going to be posted on. There is, of course, your standard, like your Facebook Marketplace, your Craigslist, OfferUps. I would say for like quality listings, they don't get me wrong, they'll get the job done, but there definitely are better resources out there. In my experience in selling boats, like actively in the marketplace for years and years, in my opinion, some of the two best options for like searching for boats, quality boats is going to be boattrader.com is one of them. And then Only Inboards. There are a couple others out there, that you see at boats.com. But in my experience, Boat Trader, Only Inboards, those are like the two big guys. And of the two, I would say Boat Trader is probably the leader in that. I kind of use them more than anything. I feel like they usually have more listings. So we got Nautique G23 for sale. Got my zip code in here. You see it's already put in some of these options for you. So just to get started, let's go 2016 to 2018. See what's out there. All right, now this is pulling up my local market. Let's go all zip codes. Get this out of there. Oh, sorry, all states. All right, this is better. Sorry, guys. See, like I said, this is not pre-planned. This is not scripted, just as if you and I are sitting on the computer together. So looks like we've got all states 2016 to 2018. So let's just start from the top. It looks like we've got, this is one of 22 boats for sale, one of 22 used boats between 2016 and 2018 model. So it looks like we've got a 2017 G23, in the mid 140s. You've got another 2017 here. Looks like was dropped by about 6,000. It's now down to 149. So they were asking, you know, in the mid 150s. You got a 2016 here for in the mid 130s. Looks like Sun Country Marine Group. That's a great dealership out of California and Lake Havasu. You got a 2016 here for 115. Another 2016 here for 139. 2016 for 135. And sorry if it just sounds like I'm literally just reading the title and then the prices, but what you can kind of start to put together is like, you know, all right, who's asking a lot? Who's asking not a lot? And then where are the boats that are kind of all around each other? You know, one thing that stands out to me is, okay, we've got two 2016 model boats that are, you know, both private sellers. They're in the mid 130s to 139. And then you have this one for 115. So, you know, there's a $15,000 to $20,000 gap there. What happens? Well, let's just investigate. This is just kind of what I would do. Okay, we got a 2016 here for 115. Looks like this boat's out of Utah. It's got some decent photos. Looks like 534 engine hours. So could maybe have something to do with, you know, the good price on that at 115,000 today in today's marketplace. Got a pretty basic trailer, right? Again, we're trying to think about things that are making this boat worth what it's worth. It's got a galvanized trailer, which is not typical of what you'd see on, you know, $100,000+ boat. Typically, you're going to find a nice color matched, you know, 18 or 20-inch wheels. Really nice higher end trailer, you know, that looks like it's a galvanized trailer, maybe costs $6,000, where you see trailers on Nautiques generally like 12 to 15,000. Beautiful trailers, which you should have for a boat like that. You know, it looks like a nice G23. It's got some color upgrades. You got the blue with the black. It does have upgraded board racks. That is a very expensive set of board racks. As far as options, these are just kind of off the top of my head. It does have the bow filler cushion, you know, so you can get a full layout here. I know based off of these cup holder rings, it's got LED rings, so it's got some decent options in it. Doesn't look like it has the stereo upgrade. Pretty what I would consider a moderately equipped boat. Let's see what motor this is here. Motors, guys, is also going to have a big, it's a coastal edition that's never touched saltwater. It's H6, 6.2, 450 horsepower. So guys, these are some specs on it. It's a standard 450 horsepower motor, 534 hours. Now I wanted to check out the engine because I noticed it was blue. Typically they're black and red. And the reason that one is blue is because it is a coastal edition. So the motor's built a little bit differently. It's got some different parts that make it better for saltwater, but it does look like it says it's a coastal edition, but never touched saltwater. So interesting. It's got some other options, you know, heater, bow filler cushion, docking lights, underwater lights. It's got a cover, you know, but I would say moderately equipped boat. Nothing too crazy on the options list. So that's a 2016 for 115 out of Utah. And then let's check out these boats here. These are in the mid 130s, 2016s. First guess, I'm going to say the lower price on the 2016 out of Utah is maybe because of the hours. It's got over 500 hours, which to some people could be a lot. I've seen the boats go for much longer than that. This one's got 674 hours. So example, you're also kind of getting into the year range, 2016, that this is kind of normal, you know, with the way that people use these boats. It's kind of normal, you know, by now, right? 2016, that was, you know, 6 years ago. It's about 100 hours a year. It's pretty average, but is higher, and it is much more expensive than the boat in Utah. So as far as options, you know, it does have some metal flake, which would have cost a little bit more from the factory. You know, people aren't necessarily going to get more money for that specifically on a resale standpoint, but it is something that cost more originally. It's got LED cup holders. It's got bow armrests. It's got bow filler cushion. Let's see what other options this might have. It does have underwater lights, of course, NSF surf system. That's standard with that boat. It does have the audio upgrade. It's got a remote back here so you can control the stereo from behind. These guys would have paid a little bit more for this flooring kit. As you see, it's got kind of a unique design to it. I forget what option they called it, but it was more money to do that versus a standard kit. Again, not something that you're necessarily going to get more money for on the resale. It does have a heater, you see here, so it is nice to have. Other than that, nothing too crazy on the options. Again, when I say crazy options, you can get, an $8,000 stereo upgrade in these boats. You can get 4 tower speakers. In this year, there was a couple other options that you could get that this one doesn't necessarily have, that I won't speak on. So this boat's 140 grand. It's got more hours. So again, this is just going to get you an idea of what you're going to kind of get, if you're shopping in these types of ranges of price. So this is a 2016 out of Colorado, 135,000. Now this boat here, automatically in my mind, is probably the more valuable of the ones that we just looked at. This is a 2016 G23, 594 hours of service annually at the dealership. I have an idea of which dealership this was. But it's got an XR7 6.2 liter supercharged motor. Title in hand, no trades, cash or certified check. This guy means business. So it's an XR7, which means it's a supercharged motor. So price comparison, this thing sticks out already, like a sore thumb, and like the most valuable of everything that we've seen so far. It's got around the same hours, but it's looks like it's a very well taken care of boat. Let's see here. Let's try to zoom in a little bit. So it looks like it is red with the black accent with the white mane, classic color. I think that was the color of the photo boat in that year. It's got a beefy triple axle trailer, color matched. You can definitely tell Action Water Sports built this trailer. The boat, everything about it, it's over the top. That's definitely an Action kind of tag there, let's call it. But very beautiful boat. Looks like it's very well taken care of. Again, XR7. It's got a big motor, stands out to me. Instead of the standard JL audio speakers, it looks like they went with Wet Sounds Rev 10s here, which means this boat's probably packing like an extra subwoofer or upgraded subwoofer. Again, this is the XR7 supercharged motor, 550 horsepower. In this year, this was the biggest motor you could put in this boat. A lot of value here. If I'm on the market and I'm buying, I'd probably look at something like this over the other two that we looked at. Just because of the motor alone. It's got upgraded flooring. It's got the bow filler cushion. It's got LED cup holders. Nice boat, good looking boat. Probably the nicer listing of the 3 that we've seen. And it's right in the middle of pricing. So, right at 135 in Colorado. So again, I will try not to go, too long with this, but here are a couple 2018s. These are all in the 150s, mid 150s. So, we got about a $20,000 price gap between 2016 to 2018, which from my experience, my eyes, seems pretty reasonable, honestly. And then we got some 2017s in the mid 140s. So this actually validates kind of what I was just saying. The 2016s are in the mid 130s, 2017s are falling in the mid 140s, and 2018s you're kind of starting to push that 150s. We might run into some 160s here, but I think these are all appropriately priced. Of course, they all are going to have unique options that one or another might not have, of course. So there is some inventory available out there, guys. If you're looking for a nice used boat, there's definitely inventory out there. This was not the case, 2, 3, 4 months ago. if you're on the East Coast out near Orlando, looks like Nautique Orlando has a nice 2018 here, 150,000. Let's take a look at what these guys have here. So colorways, this was the gray hull bottom with the gray accent. Looks like a metal flake red up here and white mane. So kind of unique colorway going on there, but good looking boat nonetheless. Got a nice black tandem axle Nautique trailer to match. Looks like it's got underwater lights as an upgrade. Pretty timeless, interior color. White, red with some darker accents. You can never go wrong. It's a pretty safe boat. You do get some other boats out here that are a little crazy. I guess, sorry, let's talk a little bit of detail on that one before I go ahead. So you can get an idea. It just showed colors there. So pretty basic options, but let's look at maybe what kind of motor this has or hours. Propulsion. So this one's got 400 hours with a 450 horsepower motor, standard motor. If you guys are curious about the dimensions or any of these boats, all these G23s are 23 feet. They're about 25 feet overall in length when you add the swim platform. They only draft 2 feet, which is really, really low, in my opinion, for a wakeboard boat. Most, I think, are closer to 3. A unique thing about the Nautique is really how much it performs and how much water it's capable of moving, given any scenario, whether you're wake surfing, wakeboarding, or just cruising, and only drafting 2 feet, So when I was in the industry, I used to boat a lot every now and then in Parker, and there's sections of the river where it's 3 and 4 feet. And in most cases, I've noticed that in a Nautique G, you can be in about 3 feet of water. And if I see 3 feet of water on the screen, I'm usually in neutral and I'm like trying to figure out if there's anything around me. There's some other things that we'll talk about as well, kind of in some of these random videos, is just things to keep an eye out for, things that you might not already know, but might save you a day or a couple hours or a repair bill, given the situation. So only drafts 2 feet of water, which means it's great if you're in a lake that has shallow water. 8.5-foot beam, 5,900 pounds dry, and she holds 65 gallons of fuel. The G burns very, very little fuel because of the transmission, the prop size, and just how Nautique has designed that boat to be as efficient as it is. The boat burns very, very little fuel. I've heard of numbers like 7 to 8 gallons an hour, which is very low. A lot of wakeboard boats are in that 9 to 10 plus gallons an hour, especially when you fill them up full of weight, start wake surfing and doing a lot of activities that are under heavy load. You can start burning fuel really fast in these wakeboard boats. The Nautique is very, very efficient. I think anyone who owns one could probably attest to that as well. So this is only has 400 hours, guys. So honestly, pretty good looking boat. If you can get with the gray, with the sparkly red, with the white, could be a good option for you, especially if you're out on the East Coast. Only 400 hours, very light hours, and a pretty reasonable price, in my opinion. Got a couple other 2016s here, mid 130s, mid 140s. Again, as you guys have kind of know what I look for, now you guys can kind of start looking for it. This one kind of stands out, right? You got a 2018 G23 that's priced now at 160, 159, but it was dropped by $20,000 on July 18th. So about a month ago, it was dropped by $20,000, and it's still online. So I don't know. Could we say that the boat's probably overpriced? In my opinion, yeah, maybe. Maybe it's got some crazy, crazy options, that we might not know about. So let's see here in Kentucky, Somerset, Kentucky. I think that's Kentucky, if I'm right. Not best at geographical knowledge, I'll be honest. 18. So listing doesn't have a lot of quality information. So let's see what we can find out by the photos alone. Could be why it's still listed. Not a lot of quality information. So you've got looks like a Masters blue front. These colors will start to come back to me, factory color names, but on Masters blue front with the onyx black stripe with the mystic white mane. So you got three colors, pretty good looking boat. Pretty standard trailer, black, 15-inch wheels, color matched sea deck. Nothing too crazy, but standard. There are also, guys, some areas that people don't trailer their boats a lot, so they don't invest a lot on the trailer. Guys like, I boat stays on the lift all year. Like, I literally don't trailer. Whereas in Arizona, we trailer 40 to 80 miles to the lake one way. So call it 150 miles, 100 miles round trip just to go to the lake. And so in my opinion, it's better to have a nice quality trailer that's built up. It's got some bigger wheels, could take a little bit of damage, you know what I mean? Like, because that's just the reality. But here in the West, people travel a little bit more. In the East, Southeast, seems like people live on closer bodies of water, so they don't necessarily need a fancy trailer. Still a very nice trailer, what this has here. It's got 2 tower speakers, standard board racks. Guys, honestly, nothing that's really standing out that would make it so much money. It doesn't have big stereo upgrade. Does not look like it has any heaters. It's got a solid blue interior. You could like or love that depending on who you are. In my opinion, very stripped down boat. Not a lot going on. Pretty color, very resaleable, but maybe not at that price. Again, all these things are just my opinions, guys. 2018 G23. Okay, what did we notice about 2018s that are above $159,000? They're a little bit overpriced compared to what else is out there. But let's give this one the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, guys, I don't even know how long we've been going, but we're in it. We're doing it. We're making it happen. This boat's $170,000. It's a 2018 G23 out of Auberry, California. No idea where that is. Maybe sounds like Northern California. One thing that stands out is this boat seems like it's a pretty well-equipped boat. So I'll say that. It's got the XS 550 horsepower upgraded motor, which was a very expensive option. And it looks like it says it's got every option checked. So it's got thrusters. It's got the upgraded $6,000 or $8,000 stereo wavefront audio. It's got 4 tower speakers. It's got enhanced courtesy lighting. Now that I know it's got everything, I'm just going to talk about them. So this has got an upgraded, what I would consider upgraded trailer, color matched, 18-inch color matched wheels. It matches the part with the boat. It's all blacked out. I will say with this black hull bottom, onyx black, everything, that is actually more money to build that way. So it is a more expensive colorway. Let's just put it that way. It does have the heaters in it. So it's got heaters in the floor. It does have the upgraded stereo, which means it's going to have speakers actually flush mounted into the dash. There's a 12-inch subwoofer inside the driver's helm. There is a subwoofer inside of this compartment as well. This has got like the baddest stereo that money could buy, in my opinion. All right. It's got 4 JL Audio tower speakers on the tower, so it's got as most as you can put up there. It does have LED cup holders. It's got the bow filler cushion. It's got the bow armrests. It's got everything. Sexy boat. Really, really sexy boat, in my opinion. Let's call this a West Coast boat. Just clean, maxed out. In my opinion, a lot of boats from California or the West, they tend to kind of be a little bit more decked out, let's call it. It's what we would do in the West out here. We deck them out. Add the rims, do the upgraded color. We like a little flash. We love the sun. We love the heat. All right. We got a 2018 here in Mesa, Arizona. Let's check this one out. 169.9. Again, West Coast boat, all black, flashy color, upgraded trailer. Kind of start to see some trends here. So upgraded color package right off the top. This boat in 2018, you could pay, I think, $3,000 or $4,000 to get this one little accent on here, and then get two-tone tower. So you could do the black with the blue, and then it came with this nice accent that kind of carries on from this line. And then also, this accent was a pop-out window. If you guys remember, like those old, old Ford trucks that had the pop-out windows, it's exactly what that was. They no longer do it, but it was pretty cool. On a hot day, you could actually open that up and it would bring some air into the cabin, which is pretty nice to have in Arizona, honestly. Upgraded trailer, color matched, 18-inch wheels, just 9.9 on the sex appeal, in my opinion. It's got upgraded underwater lights. This isn't a factory underwater light. This is actually a third-party upgraded aftermarket light. It's got the stereo remote back here, so you can control it from the back. This also, guys, has interior deck color. So again, this is a boat that very well looks like it has a lot of options that could justify the higher price tag on it. This has the upgraded color on the exterior. So the blacked out bottom, more money to do that. It also has interior deck color. So if you see these boats that have color on the interior instead of just white, that's about $4,000 to $5,000 extra to do. It's very expensive to do, and it looks really, really good, right? So if you can afford to do it and find the colorway that it works with, as you see what they did here with all the color exterior tying into the interior, even the seats, the striping. This was definitely a boat that, if I remember correctly, was probably built by the dealer. This is what I would call like an action dealer spec boat. Again, guys that worked there for a long time. That's why I probably know. It's got everything. It's got the upgraded stereo. It's got the speakers in the dash, speaker in the subwoofer here, subwoofer there. It's a very well optioned boat. It's got LED cup holders. It's got the bow filler cushion. Pretty good looking boat, guys. Automatic fire extinguisher. If you see something like that, I know it's kind of a random point, but if it has this, it has an automatic fire extinguisher, which was an upgrade. Has some value to it. You see it mounted there. Standard motor. PCM, quiet, efficient, reliable. Some of the best motors, in my opinion. Only 260 hours. So we got a very well optioned boat, very well equipped, upgraded colors, looks really good in only 260 hours. It's a pretty good listing there. If you're looking for low hour, looks like it's well maintained, well optioned, you're not going cheap, it's a good boat for you. Give the guys at Action a call. A lot of private sellers, not a lot of dealers. Wonder what that means. 2018 G23, asking closer to 180,000. Let's see what this boat's all about. Blacked out color upgrade, looks like upgraded trailer. It's like some kind of donut tires on it. That's a little strange in my opinion. Had the upgraded tower, upgraded accent, upgraded interior deck color. West Coast boat. Flashy, a little flashy, a little dark, some West Coast boat, in my opinion, would look good anywhere in the country, but definitely a West Coast boat. Upgraded stereo. Does not have a bow filler cushion. First one we've seen that does not have the filler here. So just so you can see a difference. Does have the armrests. Pretty good looking boat. Let's see what motor this has in it. Maybe that's going to justify the higher price. It does have the 550 horsepower supercharged motor. So pretty well optioned boat, nothing extreme. A lot of color upgrades, motor upgrades, 640 hours. So I'll let you guys, do your own analysis when you consider price, options, hours. But it looks like it's in good condition. But I'll let you do your own analysis if you're still watching. Then we got some 2017. That pretty much rounds out all 22 of those. I'm going to cut this off after that. And I hope that you've kind of just learned like what I look for, how I kind of break them down, what I look at, and what I feel, in my opinion, justifies or negates, a price increase or a price decrease, or if what they're asking is pretty reasonable or on par of what it should be. So we've got a couple 2017s. Let's just finish out with these two here. You got 2017 out of Tennessee, both out of Tennessee. One's 147.5, one's 159.6. So let's see what the difference is in $12,000 between these two boats. Is it options? Is it hours? Is it condition? Let's take a look. All right. First, you got motivated seller, looks like. This guy is very proud of his Nautique. So it's got I forget what color this is right now off the top of my head, but it's like a darker orange metal flake. I don't remember this color, but it's a pretty good looking color. It's not too bright, honestly. It looks darker depending which way the sun's hitting it. There you go. Looks a little lighter here. So a good example. It's kind of darker orange here, lighter orange off the water on the trailer. Good looking setup. I think this was called Solar Red Metal Flake is what's coming to me. Solar Red Metal Flake. And the solar red was like an orange red, depending on which way you looked at it. So solar red metal flake, let's call it, with onyx white, mystic white bottom. And then you did white trailer with diamond plate, color matched metal flake. Kind of interesting. You don't see that a lot to match the boat. So pretty good looking boat. Nothing really to complain about. Upgraded wheels. It's got a matching spare tire, all 18-inch color match. So it's a pretty good looking boat. Factory cover. It's got underwater lights. It does have a ladder, which we haven't seen on any of these boats yet. It's got a ladder, which is nice. The G doesn't sit really deep in the water, even when you have it full of ballast. And so if you got younger kids or older people, or just anybody that needs a little assistance, it's nice to have that ladder. And if you don't have it, or if you have one that doesn't have it, call your dealer. They can order a ladder for you and install it. Cost you, $600-700 after install, likely. But nice feature to have if you need a little extra help. Standard motor, automatic fire extinguisher, upgraded LED cup holders, upgraded heaters, upgraded stereo, got speakers in the dash, subwoofer there, subwoofer in the passenger compartment, 4 tower speakers. Based off of this little deal you see there, you can tell it's got a observer seat heater. So this observer seat is actually heated. If you see this little metal plate, it's actually a push button for the heater inside of the seat. So if you see that there, it's got it. If it doesn't have it, it does not have it. And I mentioned little nuances like that because some people don't add that in the listing. They'll just, especially private sellers, sometimes they'll just kind of like throw it up there, and then you got to try to call and get a build sheet, and the guy doesn't have a build sheet. And so these are little things that might save you some time in your search. Doesn't have upgraded racks, has standard racks. Just one simple thing to point out. Maybe that thing wasn't necessarily important for that person. Very simple, pretty, clean interior. Mostly white, a little gray to bring the white down a little bit, and then some orange to tie it all in. Pretty good looking boat. Just reduced 10,000. Ready to surf. They say it's got the Surfgate system. Guys, that's your first red flag. It is not called Surfgate system. It is called the Nautique NSS Surf System. It is not Surfgate. That would be Malibu. Let's see, list out its options. Again, it's got some fairly valuable things there. 175 hours. And it does not have a 2013 engine. It would definitely have a 2017 engine in it, you would hope. But very low hours, decent options. Looks like it's well taken care of. 147.5, 2017. Seems like a fairly decent deal, honestly. Now let's see. This is the last one here, guys. And thanks if you're still with me. Hope you're getting some kind of value out of this. Hope you feel like you're actually with me on my computer. 2017, price dropped $4,000, bringing it to $159. So this is the more expensive of the 2017s that we just looked at. As far as colors, all white, pretty timeless with the brown interior. I'm just gonna make one little statement here. I am convinced, and maybe somebody could try to convince me otherwise, is that we on the West Coast, we started the all white with brown interior. All white with the red interior, all white with the solid blue interior. It was honestly, as long as I was in the business, never saw it. Always like, you know, blue, white with the blue, white interior, red, white with the red, white, black accent interior, just like what I call safe boats, blues, whites, reds, whites with a little black. You could never go wrong. They didn't really push the limits of like custom, you know, given that custom look. And we started doing that, you know, all white with the brown interior. All of a sudden after that, it was just like for a couple of years, 2017, 18, 19, 2020, it kind of slowed down. Everyone wanted the white with the brown interior, white with the camel interior, or with the cowhide interior. Like what you hear people call it all kinds of crazy things, but this was Mojave brown interior with mystic white. Pretty sexy boat in my opinion. It would be unfortunate if they did not have any other pictures of their boat. Looks like we're not going to get many. Maybe. All white, brown interior, black accent, tinted windshield. I'll point that out because that's not in a lot of these boats. Tinted windshield. So again, got that kind of custom look. All Mojave brown, black accents, mocha sea deck. Got LED cup holders. Upgraded board racks, tinted windshield. It's only got 2 tower speakers. I don't know what kind of speakers those are. Those do not look like JLs. They could be Roswell, which is a pretty good speaker too. Roswell does a lot of work, honestly, for a lot of the products that you see in the G, like the towers, like the board racks, like I believe the Biminis. This one does have a light bar on the tower, you know, if that's important to you. Bow filler cushion. 2017. You guys are ever looking to see what year the boat is? The last 2 digits will tell you, 2017. G23. So moderately equipped here, nothing crazy. I feel like they might be going for a little bit more of the, it's more money because it's custom. You know, kind of got that look, kind of got that feel. You keep it light, you know, keeping it light with me today. And does not list hours. So I don't know, good looking boat, but probably overpriced. Probably why it's still on there. So guys, hope you guys got a little bit of value out of this. I'm gonna make another video on 2019 to 2020, see what's out and available. Again, it is August the 12th of 2022. My name is Mike Escorza. I make these videos to just drop free knowledge on you. You know, I spent a lot of time in the boat industry selling Nautiques, MBs, Supra, Moomba, Mastercraft, Bennington, Cobalt, Scarab, uh, you know, Bennington. I think I already said that. I've sold a lot of fiberglass, and I've got a lot of knowledge, and I just want to like drop as much as I can on you guys, and just hope that it's free value. You know, again, I no longer am in the industry. I do sales training for companies. I help business owners increase their sales by 30% inside of the first 60 days. So if you're a business owner and you're watching this, you're a manager, a sales manager, and you have a sales team, you know, you guys rely on sales to grow, to prosper, to move to the next level. Yeah, reach out to me. Love to work with your team. Love to share some strategy, you know, especially if you're a boat dealer and you've made it to this far. You got a sales team, man, let's go. Let's work with your team. Let's get your people trained up. Let's get them delivering just like a different level of service to customers that no one else has quite experienced yet. So that's my mission, to connect with you guys and bring that kind of experience to the inside of your company. So my name is Mike. Text me 928-575-7115 if you want to text me, or just email me, drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Be great.